and just going live right now on to remember you can share this. So go to the share. But meantime, I am interesting topic which I'll get into. I don't even want to get into it because it's so interesting. So before I go, I have with me our usual sister here from KSM Management Consultants, Sharon Banda. She's the head of Training and Employment Bureau, and she's going to be walking us through what KSM are up to when it comes to what's going on right now. Sharon, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me today.
Awesome stuff. So without further ado, let's jump straight into what's going on. What are you sharing with us today as far as the KSM is concerned?
Okay, so for today, I'll basically just give a breakdown of what KSM is, who they are, our departments, which is the Training and Employment Bureau, the services we offer, and also some trainings that we have upcoming.
So tell me more about that. What exactly is coming up?
Okay, so as for KSM, we are one of the largest recruitment firms in Zambia. Some of the services we offer are HR outsourcing, salary service, payroll, training, and background checks.
So let's jump into, for example, the services, especially like HR outsourcing, payroll. I mean, what goes on there?
Okay, so for my department, which is the Training and Employment Bureau, I'll break it down since it's two departments, but as one. So in the training department, we do offer a wide variety of trainings. So we do have public trainings, we have in-house trainings. These are trainings that are tailor-made according to our clients or organizations' needs. So this is where we have training such as conflict management, we have management and discipline, team building. We also do anything the company would like us to do. We do tailor make our services according to that.
The need of the clients, huh?
Yes.
So any specific upcoming trainings that we should be looking out for?
Yes, so we do have two upcoming trainings in the month of May. So one which is next week, we have Understanding Zambia Labor Laws, which will be held on the 2nd and 3rd of May. This will be at Best Western Plus. And the second one, which is Preparing Women for Top Leadership, which is going to be on the 9th to 10th May. For the venue, it will be communicated.
So okay, has the venue be communicated? Any idea on the fees around these particular?
Okay, so for this one, we have posted them on our various social media platforms, but I can give a range of for the Zambian labor laws. We do have the physical and online option. Yes, so for the physical, it's 4,300, and for the online, it's about 3.5 or 3.2 if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yes.
And then in terms of the Employment Bureau details, what do you actually do with that particular service?
Okay, so the Employment Bureau is a new department we're trying to branch into. We've seen there's a lack of this service in Zambia. Okay. So coming down to that, in the Employment Bureau, what we'll be basically looking at background checks and due diligence. So under background checks, we'll do things like employment history. So we'd go to organizations of where you've worked from, especially how you
those
left.
You claim on the on your CV, right?
Yes. So actually want to check, did you actually work where you said you work? We actually want to go there and ask them, why did you leave? How did you leave? On what terms did you leave? Would also check right to work, criminal record, because it's very important to check these, because it actually affects the organizations if such things are not checked. So on the right to work, would actually check if you have a legitimate NRC, your visa, is it valid? Do you have a permit to work in Zambia? Yes. And then also social media usage. So for this is where, for lack of better term, I'd say we stalk you.
Just to see what you say. But this has become a big deal nowadays. Huh? I'm aware that a lot of HR companies, resources, I'm even aware even visa requests, they're now going on social media handles. I mean, I'm aware that the US Embassy requests on the visa forms that you include your social media handles.
Yes, they do. They actually do, especially LinkedIn and Facebook.
There you go.
Because, they want to check what type of comments you're putting, you're posting on social media. Are you following people politically? What you're doing in those political circles? So that actually affects people when they're being employed, because that's what employers look for.
I was telling somebody the other day, they were arguing with me on social media. Anyway, we continue. What other surveys do you carry out besides this one on the background as far as the Employment Bureau is concerned, besides social media? Okay,
so we do also carry out drug tests. So we are also seen as, when companies give us to recruit for them. So on our end, as we are recruiting, we take background tests and give them the drug reports. So yes, and then also we do certified psychometric tests. So these are very important. For if I give an example for the embassy, if they would want to employ you, they would want to see how you are mentally.
Yes, how do you handle pressure? How do you deal with group dynamics, teamwork, and things of that nature?
And also your personality. So we do carry out those tests on behalf of the other people. So we do that on an individual basis, and also we also do that on a company basis. I
see you also indicate here medical and financial history. What's that about?
Yes. So we would also want to know if the person is medically fit to work, because they might say, no, I can work under construction, but they have a bad leg. So in the first 3 months they get an accident and they'll need to be paid. So we also have to check that. And also financial reports would want to know, do you have credit? Do you have debtors that are following you? So yes, so we'd also want to check that as well.
That's interesting. And then on due diligence for companies, which ones are you carrying out?
Okay, so for due diligence, it's basically on the companies. So if a client would like to engage with a company, would go to the company and would check for their PACRA. Are they registered under PACRA? Is it legitimate? Are they compliant? Do they pay for their PACRA? Also would check ZRA. Are they compliant? Do they file their returns? And also title deeds, like where the property is sitting. Is it under something that's under Ministry of Lands, or it was obtained illegally? And also just the financials of the place, like where their money is sitting. Is it offshore accounts, or maybe it's within Zambia?
So it sounds like quite some thorough due diligence right there. Alrighty, so more details about where people can contact you.
Okay, so people can contact us. We do have social media platforms. So people can contact us on social media, on Facebook. So we have Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok under KSM Management Consultants. And then also you can get in touch with us on 0976 389844 or 0955 900 392.
Great. So once again, just for the sake of those who are listening, what are those upcoming trainings?
Okay, so we do have 2 upcoming trainings in the month of May. The first one is Understanding Zambia Labor Laws, which is on the 2nd to 3rd May, which will be held at Best Western Plus, which is along Great East Road.
Great.
And the second one is Preparing Women for Top Leadership, which is going to be held on the 9th and 10th of May, but the venue will be communicated
in due course. And of course, the prices are on your socials.
Yes, they are.
Alrighty, on that note, Sharon, I want to thank you so much for coming through. And what are your last parting words for those who are listening in?
I'd actually really like to encourage companies to come through and actually give the job to us, to actually recruit for them and also do their payroll, their training and background checks, because on companies we've noticed that it's actually it's a cost, a very big cost. So giving KSM Management Consultants would actually lessen the burden on them, and we actually do a good job because we're one of the largest firms in Zambia.
Of course, if not the largest. Alrighty, so on that note, Sharon, I want to thank you so much. I want to hand this baby back to Nono just before we come back after the break and we begin our very interesting topic today. Back to you. Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you so much, Rev.
Rev Walter on Prosperity Insights, now on Hot FM.
There's exciting news in town. Tell everyone around that Freedom Fiesta is here. Unga kule ploti na payment plan ni one night ni chabe we every month. Wela kumkwashi mkwashi. Freedom Fiesta is here. Mkwashi, soar high.
Money, 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 money when you need it.
Yeah, bah, I'm out of cash.
No worries. Express Credit will give you cash in just 15 minutes. Up to 10,000 kwacha in just 15 minutes at any of our Express Credit branches nationwide. Bring your ID, payslip, and bank statement for super quick processing. By the way, Express Credit has a special offer for government employees as well, offering up to 100,000 kwacha for your financial needs. Visit Express Credit branches or call 3334 for more information.
Money, 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 money when you need it.
An awesome combination of music and talk radio. Radio after 6. From 18 to 21 hours. Rev Walter on Prosperity Insights. Now on Hot FM.
Alrighty, so guess what, guys? Today's topic is a very, very interesting topic. We're looking at the topic of ghosting. No, are you familiar with the whole idea of ghosting?
I'm very familiar with that term, Rev, because this is something that has happened to me. This is something I've done before. And when you think about it, you are like, okay, why did I do it? But there are several reasons why people do it.
Why people ghost, eh? Well, anyway, so today we're definitely going into that very, very interesting topic. And one of the reasons we're going into that topic is because this morning, earlier in the day, I posted, right? Excuse me. I posted about this whole idea of ghosting. I'd said, the idea behind ghosting, for those of you who may not know what it is exactly, it's this idea where you simply switch off all comms, right? So whether it's calls, whether it's text, whether it's social media, whatever it is, you just basically switch off all lines of communication. If you meet the person in a cocktail or something, you just face the other direction. You just choose not to look at them or anything so that they know that you don't want to talk to them. And so they obviously realize, what's going on? But normally the whole idea behind ghosting is because there's been a relationship of some sort.
Yes.
So whether it's a business relationship, whether it's a relationship in the area of friendship and boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever it is, but usually it's business and boyfriend, girlfriend. Because relatives you can't choose. I mean, you could try and ghost the relative, but it's very awkward. So normally people do it, but it's just weird. So the one that really tends to leave people second guessing is the ghosting of usually relationships, like people are dating, then they go in a ghosting thing, or business. You do business together, you're partners of some sort, and then you're ghosted. So the one I understand, especially, let me start with the one for business. For business, I think that ghosting is actually a very bad idea, and the reason is simple. In business, because you have a cordial relationship, it's important that if there's something that's not right, you just let the people know that you will not be doing business with them, or you're not happy with a particular issue, so you'd like to kind of wrap that up. And in business, personally, when I do business, I always insist on doing things in writing. So even if we start any kind of relationship on a business level, to formalize it, I always say, can you do an email, put that down, or if need be, then I'll do the email and say, thanks for our conversation, so then we formalize it. I know there's a lot of people who are not familiar with formalization, so what they tend to do is they just tend to just agree on my WhatsApp and things like that, which is total rubbish. You can't do contracts on WhatsApp. Emails are the ones that are most admissible in court. So if there's any problem, Kusogoro, it is easy to go back to an email and say, on this date. Furthermore, WhatsApp now even has the what's that feature that one they're now advertising powerfully, the message disappearing thing.
Oh yes.
So some people are putting messages disappear in like 2 days.
Within 24 hours, it's gone.
So you see, the problem with that is that you don't have evidence to deal with in case of an issue. Of course, people can screen grab it, but now there's even a setting on WhatsApp which refuses. You can set so that your message cannot be screenshot. So the only way it can be screenshot is by using another phone. Yeah. So it still works.
Another phone.
Just there's an incident I had recently of an individual where a very high level executive had been having a very lengthy affair with one of these to my youngsters. We'll be dealing with youngsters just now. And so a colleague came across those at their phone. That youngster lady went to visit a colleague, and then that colleague was going through the phone and so he decided out of curiosity to just taking the phone. Not a good idea, but he did it anyway. And so when he checked the phone, he found the number for the elder. And when he went in, there were issues.
The elder had been naughty.
The elder had been not just naughty, had been super naughty. With my interesting comments. So what he just did is take snapshots, all of them. And then from there, it became a big deal. So you see, done. But that aside, the idea is very simple when it comes to ghosting. is where it's usually just a cordial relationship. It could even be a business one, but people choose to stop. So I feel that in business, it's important to let the people know why. Because relationships have a lot of value. We may not agree today, or we may have an issue we don't agree with between each other, but that doesn't mean I have to sour the relationship. I've had relationships where clients are very upset with me because they didn't get what they wanted. But what we did is we made sure we went above and beyond to make good. We apologized, we offered the service, we completely spectacularly failed to accomplish that service. Like, there's failing and there's spectacularly failing.
Yeah.
We spectacularly failed to accomplish that service. So what we had to do is just literally go back to the clients and say, we're so sorry. And then we did a very lengthy explanation. And because the MD of that particular company had even recommended us before the board, I did a very detailed, but not a long one, but I did a detailed apology email, which I then sent to him to say, please, you can show that to the board to say we take full responsibility because we did not manage. We were let down by our third party supplier. So that, that ended us very well, because in future, we still ended up going back to do business with those people. And we still do business even now with those same people whom we failed to deliver. So you see, the problem with a lot of business people in this country, what they do is they ghost the client. Who does that? You ghost the client, you choose not to answer phones because you failed, and then the client is super pissed off, and then they have to deal with the backlash or the fallout of your failed service, which was so critical to their operations. That's very bad, because what that person will do is they'll spread the word. Don't you deal with those characters. They are very dishonest. They switched off their phones. They left us hanging. So from a business standpoint, that's the view. So what I'm going to do when we come back, we're going to talk on the other side of the ghosting. And the topic today is very interesting. I'm calling it ghosting and the phenomenon of hypergamy, the players and the game. So there's the ghosting in relationships, and we'll be going deep into that, guys. It's very, very interesting. I have some interesting views about why ghosting is the norm in this day and age, and who are the ghosting people, and what can you do if you're being ghosted, and how do you manage the dynamics of being ghosted such that you come out a winner, because a lot of people come out as whimpering idiots. So we'll get to that. So let's throw this back to you. No, do your mention, and then we'll come back and pick it up.
Thank you, Rev.
Get ready to win big with Zanaco. Save 5,000 kwacha and you could win big. Grow and maintain your account balance by 5,000 kwacha, and you could be one of 55 monthly winners of 5,000 kwacha in cash prizes. But that's not all. You could be the lucky winner of a 3-bedroomed house. Start saving with Zanaco today. Terms and conditions apply.
It's 18:55 and this time check is brought to you by Zanaco. Accessing cash has never been simpler with Zanaco. By dialing *444#, you can now cash out at any Kazan, Conse 534 or Zona agent. Whether you're on the go or in need of quick access to funds, getting cash is made easy with Zanaco. Simply dial *444#, select cash out to get started today. T's and C's apply. This time check was brought to you by Zanaco.
Get ready to win big with Zanaco. Save 5,000 kwacha and you could win big. Grow and maintain your account balance by 5,000 kwacha, and you could be one of 55 monthly winners of 5,000 kwacha in cash prizes. But that's not all. You could be the lucky winner of a 3-bedroomed house. Start saving with Zanaco today. Terms and conditions apply.
Rev Walter on Prosperity Insights, now on Hot FM.
Alrighty, so you see, there is another angle, but a good friend of mine, I can't mention his name, he didn't ask me to do so, called me earlier today and said, very lengthy conversation around this, and I jotted down notes based on our conversation. But essentially he said, we need to understand that this new generation, essentially people between the age of 21 and, well, Nono was telling me that 26, but I think it goes all the way to about 28, 29. But the younger, the more they're into this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so basically 19, 20, 21. And normally one of the signs, there are a number of factors. So I'm going to talk more about the ladies, although there's the guys as well. But let's talk about, so essentially with guys, it's your players. Now, these players, it depends also on their age. Okay, these are guys who will go after to my ladies once they get what they want, which is basically to sleep with them. Then they what's the word? They ghost them.
They ghost
yeah,
them.
they ghost them. You know,
They
and then-
vanish.
yeah, they vanish. But then it depends also, because those guys also tend to look at the kind of ladies they're trying to target. If it's a lady that's a bit set up, you know, because once these ladies hit their 30s, they go into some interesting biology, and so it changes their thinking a little bit, and then they change. So I'll get to that. So when they get to those, then they decide, okay, do I want to just be a guy that lives off women, or do I want to do something for myself? So if they're the ones who want to live off women, then what they do is they just identify a lady who's doing well, normally one that's been seriously jilted, gone through divorce, some kind of mess in a relationship. So she's in a very bad situation as far as her psychology is concerned. She's very dependent, she's unconfident, and this guy just comes and fills in all the Tuma issues, just fulfills all the needs in there. And then in the process, also, sorry to be a bit blunt, he also fulfills duties kuchpanda. So when he does his job properly, this woman is hooked. So from there now he can live off her, and he can support his chick that he likes. Yeah, but then he lives off that. So it's the whole Mario thing. But the interesting thing about those type of guys is that they're a certain type of guy. But a guy who is intelligent, solid, going somewhere, they can't accept to be dating an older woman and having that woman support him.
Just the idea of being kept.
You know what I mean?
In a woman's house.
No, they won't do that. But for these other ones who don't have anything to do, that basically just like looking sharp and just chilling. Yeah, those who are lazy, basically. They are the ones who love the idea of finding a chi woman. And usually they are very good at identifying the woman that is actually going through serious emotional bankruptcy. She's been messed up, and then he comes and supplies all that. But that's the kind on that side. But those are really, they still don't really ghost. They only ghost when they get a higher catch. So if they're dating somebody who is a manager, and then they catch a higher one, now she's director level, they ghost the manager. They ghost the manager. They go for the director. Then if they can play their cards right, then from director they get to the CEO, they ghost the director. So they are those type of guys. And when you check them out, all they do is just chill, you know, spend weekends with the guys at granddaddy's, just drive around in the woman's cars, and use her money to date to my younger ones, to compensate for dealing for going out with a hag. Sorry. But when I come back, we're getting to the women. Let me give this back to you.
All right, Rev. As we get to the headlines, do stay tuned.
Easy just got bigger. Easy just got bigger. Ulani easy back on the DVD. Easy just got bigger. Select on something imwe easily. 120 grams of bigger is better. Easy is always ahead. Easy got the most flavors. Easy is always ahead. You spoke and we heard. Easy just got easy and back. Easy just got bigger. Easy just got easy and back. Easy just got bigger. Easy just got bigger.
Easy noodles just got bigger. Now available in 120 gram.
Our eagle first took flight in 1964 with one mission: to take Zambia to the world and bring the world to Zambia. Our eagle flew students abroad and brought them back as skilled scholars to contribute to the development of our then young nation. Our eagle couriered gifts and postcards across the globe to let our loved ones know that no matter how far apart we were still thinking about them. Our eagle was adored across the continent and was the pride of the nation. Our eagle has once again spread her wings and is back in full flight, soaring the skies. Zambia Airways, the new wings of Africa.
The news headlines every second hour
are sponsored by Swan Insurance Zambia.
For you, for them, for life. Swan, for life.
The news headlines: the Bank of Zambia says an initial payment of up to 500,000 kwacha per deposit account will be made from tomorrow, 26 April to 10th May 2024, to depositors of Invest Trust Bank PLC in possession. Zambia today joined the rest of the world to commemorate World Malaria Day, which falls on the 25th of April annually. About 3,000 farmers in Lundazi have benefited from the Total Land Care Accelerated Innovation Delivery Initiative project. And in international news, disgraced Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein's 2020 rape conviction in New York has been overturned on the basis that he did not receive a fair trial. And in sports news, the reigning African Boxing Union bantamweight champion David Mwale has ascended to the esteemed position of number 36 in the latest rankings released by the prestigious World Boxing Council. Ends the headlines.
Zambia's award-winning and most trusted news and entertainment provider. Consistently delivering unrivaled world-class radio 24/7, 365. We are Hot FM.
We need you to read all of this in the next 30 seconds. Is that okay?
Yeah? All of it? Do they really offer all of this?
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's give it a go.
All the goals, flashes, and moments. All of Rashford, Salah, and Saka. All 380 games, all in HD. Available in all the languages you want, on all the devices you enjoy. Choose the bouquet you want from all the options available. The Premier League, all on DSTV. Is that all?
1xBet, the path to success is a high-stakes game. If you accept its rules and take a step, the winnings may exceed your expectation. Play with 1xBet. Register with promo code Davido260 and get a chance to receive up to 300% bonus on your first deposit. Use the modern 1xBet mobile app to stay connected with thousands of sporting events every day. 1xBet is regulated by the Gaming Board of Zambia. Not for person under the age of 18. Terms and conditions apply.
This Easter, enjoy amazing saving deals with the Choppies Easter Golden Eggs galore. Win a 60-second Find the Golden Egg Trolley Dash and a share of 1 million kwacha worth of shopping vouchers by buying any of the participating brands advertised in the Choppies Easter promotion. The Choppies Easter Golden Eggs galore promotion is valid from the 25th of March to the 5th of May 2024 in all Choppies stores countrywide. Terms and conditions apply. Choppies, great value for your money.
An awesome combination of music and talk radio. Radio after 6. From 18 to 21 hours. Rev Walter on Prosperity Insights. Now on Hot FM.
Ghosting and the phenomenon of hypergamy, the players and the game. And today I was dealing with the issue of the game. I was dealing with the players. We were dealing with the men who ghost the women. But it's usually, there's the Mario types and then there's the ones who are just players. Like just... What's going on over there? So they're just players, right? And they just play. So we've got that group. And then we've got the other group that are actually, who actually, just make it a habit generally, as a rule, to just play around with women because they were messed up. But that's not really who I'm targeting, because today I want to talk about the women. You see, this idea of hypergamy. Let's begin with hypergamy first. Brothers, if you are listening, get your friends, tag your friends. If you're following on Facebook, thanks, I'm seeing you guys, tag your friends, because I'm about to reveal some serious data here. So if you're listening by Facebook, thank you for joining us. I'm going to release some serious data here that will help some brothers, because some brothers don't get this. Okay, so first and foremost, the first truth about women, and my sister is here. How are you, Mansa?
I'm fine, Rev.
I never, but she's sitting listening. She's a wonderful sister. We always chit chat. But here's the first truth about sisters that we need to understand. The sooner we understand this as brothers, we will be more at peace. Because these brothers always get into this, especially this new generation, because we've got a messed up generation. This entitlement is both sides of the coins. Huh?
It is.
Yeah. So both the guys are entitled, the women are entitled. The guys are dependent, the women are dependent. So it's a messed up generation, and many of them, because they come from homes that are messed messed up. There's a lot of dysfunction in these homes. There's a lot of homes that don't have original fathers, original mothers. They are like stepchildren. There's all sorts of dynamics. Then there's, of course, the famous single parent houses as well.
Oh, yes.
So there's a lot of mess, if you like. Then add to that toxic parents also. Then you get a really good boil now. Because the toxic parents are just the parents that are impossible to deal with, right? So throw that and mix it together, you have some really dysfunctional people. So when they get into the universities where they are technically free, some of them started in school, but they really get free at uni. When they go to uni, first you must remember, women are already hypergamous. That word means they marry up. Women don't marry down. You guys, listen to me. Women do not marry down. It's just normal. And there are 4 criteria women have. I'm coming to the ghosting, but let's first deal with the criteria women use. Criteria number 1, women are attracted to influential people. Influential people. So meaning these people have social standing. If a person has social standing that the woman admires, they are going to want that person. Yes, that's why the musicians are popular. Even if the guy looks like he fell down a tree and hit every tree coming down. So every branch coming down to the bottom and flat-nosed at the bottom. Like the guy has nothing to look at. But because he's influential and because people like him and because he's popular, the women love that. So the women, it's only when they are in their teens, that's when they are like moved by looks.
Oh, yes.
But once they just get into uni and realize how tough it is to live with the need of money and the need to be recognized, a good number of them want a man who has influence. So this is the first category. So there are 4 different categories. So not all of them want these categories. Others are moved by different things. But number 1, it's influence. Number 2 is education. So depending on if this lady is the type that's moved by academics, she'll want to marry somebody that's academically superior to her. So that there's that dynamic, like, my guy is the guy I go to, he's very intelligent.
Academia.
Academia. They won't marry a chikopo. Chikopo yai. So they don't like chikopos who, when you talk issues related to a field, you are blank. Nope. Number 3, women like confident guys with personal charisma. So it could be influential with social standing, but could be personal charisma. When the guy talks, the guy can rap, he talks. He's got the gab. So they like such type of guys. And confident guys, in fact, Marios, that's what they are. Marios are confident. They know what to tell the woman.
Super confident men.
Super confident, and then dresses well.
Oh, yes.
And he's cool. He smells nice. There's a type of woman that likes those kind of guys. He's cool, dresses well groomed, cultured. They love those type of men. So they want to marry into someone at that level. And then the most obvious one, with money. They want a man with money, because at the end of the day, women also look for security. This is something that women think about all the time. I want a place where I can be comfortable, where my husband can take care of my needs. That's what they want. They don't want going to suffer. The only time women will suffer is if they believe the guy either is potentially influential, potentially going to go somewhere with his education, or potentially confident, meaning he's got vision. Then if the guy has those things, the woman won't mind even if he's got no money, because she sees this guy's got vision, this guy's going somewhere. Those are the type of men, women, those are the type of men women want. But the money is usually the big deal. When all is said and done, especially ututuma, nails and hair and eyelashes types, with makeup like you can even draw on the makeup because it's so thick between her and her real skin. Those types, the ones who post my pictures with filters like they're going to, like the filter is as if I don't know. The filters,
I know them.
They look like a plastic AI robot. Those ones with tuma things flashing on the picture. Those type of girls, they want people with money because they want somebody who is going to meet their needs. I've heard the ladies even saying, I have a standard. I have a standard, Me, if the guy doesn't, I like my life very comfortable. I like comfortable living. So I'm not ready to deal with a guy. If I can ask a guy for 100 kwacha and it's a story, I don't need such a guy. I need a guy who can spend, who can give me my drinks. And so these to my ladies, because of their experiences based on their hurting past, because all of this come from hurting past. So when they come into these dynamics, they're just really, what can I get most out of these guys? So let's go into the ghosting. So first and foremost, understand that these women very good. I like this guy's comment. Miles Daka says, we also have ministers and MPs who take this route immediately. They hit the echelon of power. Of course. You see, one of the things about these to my ladies, what they did, when they go into these schools, they immediately realize that they have an asset. This asset is their beauty. So now they accentuate that beauty, and then they use that as a key to kind of determine what we call pecking power. So they look at who they can now bring into their net, because they start noticing all the guys are like after them. So they say, Now remember, they came from a hurting past. So they are not really interested in any close relationship. They're just interested in what can I get out of this guy? And can he be so high that he can secure me financially? I don't care if he's sleeping around. In fact, this new generation, a number of them even know that he's got a wife at home. So they don't care. They just want their money for the weekend. They can go chill. They get a nice car. They get their hair done. They get their nails done. They get the latest clothes. They go shop at all the expensive places in Osaka, go to the clubs that are expensive and look sharp. That's what they're interested in. So in the process, they have to gauge the Tuma dudes to see which one is which. So normally, these types have a list of them. So about 5, 6, 7 of these guys. Depending. So, this is the serious one. This is the one who's a player also. This is the one who's married. This is the one. So they've got all these. And then they basically are gauging to see who can give them the most money. Now, it was made worse by the previous regime, because in the previous regime, we had all those cadres with careless money, as I call it. The ones who had so much money that they would literally go stand in the center of the market and just start throwing them to my 100 kwachas. You know those ones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they attracted these to my girls. These girls made sure they got into the circle so that they can milk those brothers of their money. And they did a very good job. And what they do now, let's go into it. So when they want to ghost you, they have 4 criteria that they use. And this is a test to determine. You see? And what most brothers don't understand, and this is where they miss it, what brothers don't understand is that these guys, all of you guys, are basically being tested to see who's got the, the backbone to be a real man. You see, men must pursue women, true, but men must have pride. You can't be, like a kayoyo whereby the lady does one thing already all over the place. So there's a first term which my good friend was talking about. He calls it the psychological barrier. It's called the weakness factor. They want to determine, are you a real guy who knows what's going on? Are you one of those needy chaps? So they want to gauge that. So they will gauge that by just giving you some ghosting, just to see how you behave. Like they'll pretend they're not interested in you, or they'll touch you a bit and let you go, and touch you a bit and let you go. And then they just want to put you on that kind of level where you become literally a bumbling idiot. So when she wants pizza, she just sends a message, hey, handsome. Now what? Hello. Hey, I missed you. You've been so quiet. No, I've been busy, but I was trying to call you the last 3 days. You've not been answering. Oh, I've got exams. That's why I couldn't. She was with other dudes. I've got exams. That's why I couldn't be in touch. Anyway, it's really nice to hear from you. So how's work? Oh, we're going well. Then, of course, being the typical needy idiot, then you go straight into, so when can I see you? Then she says, well, let me check my diary. Hold on. There's nothing to check. She says, how today? So the day is Thursday, right? She says, how about Tuesday next week? Okay. Meantime, listen, I'm so hungry. What do you want? A pizza. How much? 500. Okay. Mwatuma mongachi idiot. And then from there she ghosts you. Come Tuesday, you are calling and calling. And once she just knows you're in that position, my friend, you are in for it. Oh, yeah. Because you'll be calling, she'll even be showing her friends. Look at this guy. He thinks he can have this. But boy, we needed to do that outing. Come Mazulo. Remember we needed some drinks. So but just tell him that you want some extra money, the exams, Shan. Hi. Then now she gets back to you. After 27 missed calls, right? 28th call. Then she gets back to you and says, oh, handsome, so sorry. I was whatever. I need to pay something real quick. Do you have a 500? But you didn't talk to me. Please, I thought we have understood this thing. Remember I told you I'm doing exams. And some of them, they've got like a nice voice, so she can even call you. No, confused, especially if it's these Vima CEOs who are going through a midlife crisis, right? So what they tend to do, they're in their 40s, they're going through serious midlife crisis, and they hook one of these two manipulators. So what they do is they'll call you. Normally, CEO Sachoka meeting, because he's handling a very serious meeting. He'll say, excuse me, guys, I have an emergency. My foot, emergency, my foot. Achoka panja. Hey, listen, babes, I'm in a bit of a situation. Please send me that 500 I told you about. But remember, we had agreed to meet. Yes, we'll meet. Don't worry. 18 hours. Let's meet at Vida Cafe. Sorry for mentioning this. Vida Cafe at East Park. Okay, I'll be there. All right, so please send it now. Thank you. Naka emoji watuma kajaka smiling thing. Batuma. Now, Vamdara, idiot, Atuma 500. From there, 18 hours. Go 9. You know what I find so funny?
Flight mode.
I've been to places like that where you see the guy is just sitting there. You're like, not the guy, chi guy. And he's like, this man. Yeah, you're here for a business meeting? Yeah, I'm here I'm just waiting for waiting my foot. Kuribe. Kamskana. Kamunkazik until 20 hours mdara. Meantime at home they are calling. Are you coming? I'll be coming soon. I'm just winding up a meeting. Kanshini kamene clever girl. Busy ghosting to kingdom come. And so you see, that's the psychological barrier. They're looking for your weakness. And if you exhibit that weakness, you are finished. Number 2, they are looking for what we call excessive neediness. So if they do the kayoyo thing and then they say, hey sweetie, wavomela futi, then waku ghosting her for 2 days, then futi wakutumira, hey sweetie, now wavomela monga yo, they realize he's very needy, this one. So they will utilize you. They will squeeze you to the last bit. And they are very good at this. And what they're doing, you're not the only guy, by the way. They are doing this to about 5-6 different guys. Just gauging to see who's the one they think is worthwhile. So the same way the Mario, moves from manager to director to CEO, they also do the same. These two my girls have no qualms about dropping you like a hot potato and going for your colleague if he's high. She'll do it one time without thinking twice about you. You even feel bad.
I have heard a lot of stuff.
It happens all the time. Number 3, inability to meet her needs. So you see, they're very entitled, these two my ones. Me, this is what I want. This is my standard. This is my life. If you can't manage it, it's better to visit the child. Now, because you see, the challenge normally we have is a lot of these. We have these what I call the academic types, the good boy types who went through the Hoka process and rose up the ranks and now they are flying as CEOs or whatever. They are up there. But emotional intelligence, there is no. Yeah, there is no. So first they don't. That's the way that is. Sorry guys if I'm hurting you, but this is therapy. If you're listening to me and you are one of these, you need some serious deliverance. What I'm doing now is helping you to be delivered. I'm sure even now somebody will be like, so that babe, I think that's what she's doing.
Wake up, Piwe.
Wake up, Piwe. Likuwaya. Allah. Don't be stupid. Don't be so gullible. Bakufaka kuwaya bango kusobeleza monga kayoyo, back and forth. So many of these guys, they go through this process and then they get to the top, right? But when they're a good guy, wife at home, kids, so sana sobeleko, then akumana nako ako. First kaoneka monga kaya, then kanunkira bwino. Sizo, monga muzungu. Kavala na ma contacts, so she's got green eyes. Maybe those are real eyes, I don't know. Mdala confused. And I'm talking these things because I know we were there. We know what these girls would do. Mdala confused. I'm in cafe, I'm stuck. I'm coming. All the way to a cafe. By empty. You're going for business, whatever. Yeah, we have a situation. Kwa even a situation, aenda chipe kukonga kamkazi. Kenze stack kuja. Bafika kuja, it changes into a phone call home. Vana John, I won't be coming because we have a situation, Kuno, so we have extended our trip. Extended the trip kuti alichapenda kamkazi. Kuloji uko kukafiwe. Because Canberra kafuna kasowere. So kakafika kuja na keve, these two mans are very clever. They have 3-4 friends of theirs. Oh, I hope you don't mind. I got my friends with me. Now I'm there, no problem. Bango bamwela drama until awasilizio. And then meantime, now the mdala Lauka is confused because he really wants the action now. So depending, because there are two types of girls. There are the ones who keep you at a leash forever. And then there are those who know how to utilize that. So what they'll do, some of them they'll say, but I'm with my friends. How can I be with you when I'm with my friends? Oh, but you can tell them to go. Go away. So anyway, so these are the 4 things, and then the fourth. Sorry, that was the third thing. Inability to meet her needs. So she's basically checking her pecking order. So the fourth one is conditioned into narcissism from social media validation. This is the one that actually makes these girls even more horrible. Because what happens is, they are very beautiful, lovely, lovely girls. And so, they post their pictures, they do whatever they do. And I notice a lot of these ladies nowadays, I don't understand the idea behind it, but I know because of my studies. They post pictures which... Is this somebody trying to be sexy and showing leg? Or is she being deliberately sexual? Is this empowerment? But why would she be, exposing her curves? And I'm like, for what? And the problem is that we've got all those guys as usual. I think too much porn. So they see those things. Oh, wow, you look lovely. Wow. And just this girl feeds off that, right? It validates her because they are looking for validation. But even if the guy is not validating her, she can go and she can be a wet dream on social media. And there are guys that will literally be drooling over and saying, wow, like 700 copy, messages. Wow. You look nice. Chirimo. What?
Yeah.
And so they get validation from that. So because of that, they are further they're in this illusion or state of they're like in a bubble. They're not in reality anymore. And you see, because of the wows, so that they get tomfied, right?
Oh, yes.
So what they start doing? Now they start doing, if they start pushing the envelope, like how much can I get away with? On socials before Facebook says this is nudity and ban it, right? Like, what can you get away with? And you see it with female musicians, you see it with so-called influencers. So many of them will post pictures that don't make sense. Like, we have very, very, we've got very empowered, solid, grounded role model women who are decently dressed, modest, and very, very attractive, but very modest. And they still get validated. They still are powerful as women who don't have to use their sexuality. But then we've got the other ones who just use their sexuality to add museum. So these types also, they are the ones who inspire these to my leeches, these to my vampires, right? And then the to my vampires now pull it off. And then they use that as a means to say, you know what? You mean nothing to me. I've got 500 guys who are drooling over me right now. And then when you try to correct, they even post an even more annoying picture just to get at you, to show you I am valuable. So here's the key now. So if these type ghost you, here's the solution, guys. And then we'll open the phone lines. I need to hurry up. Here's the solution to dealing with ghosters and these types of women. If you're unfortunate enough to be a guy that falls for one of these babes, because we're all human. Waka fella. But the truth is, she's got 50 guys after her and she's got no morals because she doesn't care. So she just uses people. And if she sees you've got nothing, she treats you like trash. Because the fact that they can ghost you for 5 days, get back to you, ghost you for 10 days, get back. And then you also like a fool just agreeing. Then you're really, really, you're under her spell. So here are the things you do. Now, 3 of them. Very, very serious. Number one, cut them off. The secret to a ghoster is to ghost them back. It's just that the problem is guys are enchanted. So ghosting back the one you're admiring, it's very rough. Okay, so most people don't have the capacity to ghost somebody they're in love with, so to speak. So, but you know what? You need to have what I call that capacity to demonstrate that you won't beg. And I don't mean this for somebody that you love each other. This I'm talking purely about players, the type of women who will do this. You know them. So this means, this is why again it's very dangerous to go after these to what I call influential, everybody's after them in place type women, because most times, unless she's grounded and solid, she will mess you up. Yes, so cut them off. Just block, delete. I used to have a friend of mine who said, if she just gives me that grip, block, delete. So even if I want to call her later because I'm confused, I'll realize, oh, I don't have a number, I've deleted it. So it's a very therapeutic way of dealing with that. But of course, the ultimate, and you don't remember, you've blocked the number, right? So even if she tries to message, you are just not going to see the messages. Because these my guys, they are very clever. If you delete the number but you don't block it, they will send you, hi, handsome, we're checking, it's the same one. And remember, you're in love with them, So they'll get you back again. And then number two, move on. And I'm really speaking to a number of you guys here. If you're one of those that's the senior MD, CEO type, just go back to your wife. You want to date girls who are the age of your daughters. There are many men who've actually bumped into their daughters and like a girl in the same setup. No, that's very shameful, sorry to say. Unless you're just one of those guys that doesn't care, because there are guys who don't care. But if you're one of those that cares about your name and your morality and your ethics, you cannot be dating someone who's going to be bumping into your daughter. That just sucks. So, but anyway, the point is, move on. If you're the married type, go back to your wife. If there are problems with your wife, I won't say the next words. Work on them. So I've changed what I wanted to say. Work on them and make them stand. But if you are the type who's just being used, move on. So not just cutting off by blocking, but move on. Let them know that you're the guy. You're not the begging type, especially for that type of woman. And then lastly, don't be tempted to respond when they come back, because they love doing that. They like after 2 weeks found up. What do you want? So perhaps I could to me using the friends line. Okay, hey handsome, I notice I can't reach you anymore. You just cut. That's the key. Just cut. Now somebody on social media saying, mula paper. Yeah, but Cholwa is saying that's deep. Ghoster. That's right. The only way out with such things is to cut them off. And you know the funny thing about, here's what I want you guys to know about so-called love. I just want to just go a bit deep into this and then we get the calls. It's love is basically the real love is different from this whatever people call love when they meet a person and they like them and all that. First of all, that's just butterflies. It's infatuation. It's got nothing to do with love. Whatever that, you know, those feelings when you see them, so what, you know, that's just it's emotions. It's very shallow. There's no real love there. And what you have to understand is that whatever you're feeling are just hormones. They are thoughts. That's what I want you to know, you guys. Those are just thoughts. By the way, that's the same story for women as well, right? If that guy has been making you go crazy, just know those are just thoughts and emotions. And because they are thoughts and emotions, two things happen. Number one, they go. And number two, you can change them. You can change them if you choose to. The problem is a lot of people, because of seriously messed up backgrounds where they have no confidence and self-esteem, they really think like, I'll never find someone like this one. So they are so messed up with their background, they think, oh my God, you need jackpot. Let me just try my best to deal with this one. Be a man. Cut them off. Even the Bible says, let me quote the Bible now. Once I hear him laughing. Yes, there's a verse in the Bible.
Let's hear it, Rev.
It says, if your eye causes you to sin, chop it off. For it is better to enter the kingdom with one eye than with both eyes to be in hell. If your limbs cause you to sin, chop them off. Your hand, your leg, just cut them off. For it's better to enter lame and maimed into the kingdom than to be your full body in hell. For me, pursuing a woman that doesn't want you and she's ghosting you and playing you about like a yo-yo, for me, that's being in hell. Just chop them off, forget about them. Remember, women do this to feed their own egos. This type of women. I'm talking about a very specific type of woman. I'm not talking about nice women like my wife. No. My wife is a lovely, lovely, solid lady. Very different kind of woman. And I mean that. I've been married to her for 13 years, dated her for 3 years before that. So 16 years together. She's a very solid woman. Different type of woman. But there are these to my girls. Nightmare made in hell. Designed to stress guys. That's why these guys are killing these women. It's the same stress. So get rid of those people. They will send you to jail for nothing. They will cause you to destroy your life for nothing. Do not be connected to them. Alrighty, let's allow the calls. Let's get people to call.
Looks like we're not going to run the number tonight, Rev. Let's just get straight to it.
Okay.
Hello,
you're through to Prosperity Insights. Hypergamy and ghosting.
How are you?
Marco, how you doing?
Oh, Marco.
I'm good, thanks. How are you, man?
Thank you.
How about the other gentleman there?
It's not a gentleman, it's a lady. Oh, you mean me?
Suspend all the programs at Hot FM. You should be bringing this 24/7 for the next 3 months. Breakfast. Here's the announcement. Get the pen and paper right now. So here, the President Karufianya making a declaration on the hot media, whatever, from today onward. This program should be on hot breakfast show.
Is it?
From 06 to 12 hours. The rest of the program.
Mukau is even a peasy and crumbs.
Timberana. No, that's a serious fair up. I think Tingareke my suicide. I'm telling you. Kufa so kasara.
Kakutiera na drama.
Black vitambara kumariro. Atindenze girlfriend.
Kaishi kenzo kuzunguruza monga yoyo ka.
I think vampire is a better way. I think. Have you ever come across squeezed packy lunchtime 11-12 mahirax kuja maagents?
Nimeona mdana tumpopo tungo choka tumpopo.
Atipango atiembegeze kwa kiko cha pamromo zako kuja na soti. That's a very at where devil can't reach, he sends a woman.
Always wins. Always she wins, mdana. That's why secret agencies use women for precisely that reason.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Honest, this is really helping our topic. If only can just channel much, it's really helping. Just that maybe some topics. It's rare. I want to tap on for radio stations. That's what the problem is. If maybe you can just extend it to some maybe platforms. I'm not a social media person. The only social media that I'm using is WhatsApp.
I hear you.
It's only WhatsApp. The rest I suspended for my only, I think, because I know the kind of person I am.
I hear you.
Yeah, I tried. If it doesn't go fast, I think it could be. So, someone happened to my boarding sunshine. I said no.
Did it?
Out. I did it at least. Well, Mr. did it in England back in here. Cat, no communication. Iwepo na kulombela tande kwa shada dewa leka na shada nobody fuck me at I'm asking for 1,000 you stopped even going even can you be available
Wow.
So please big up. This program is really like a very important program. It may sound to be like joking and whatnot, but trust me, someone is getting helped right now as well speaking, because it's a serious topic. Like you're touching things that are very valid. Believe me, this is what we call building.
I hear you.
I urge you guys to just put more fire on it, because really this is helping. Make one realize, but also even this my sugar daddies and whatnot. Also, one person who always believe that these problems, they always start from somewhere. When it's at the very tender stage, we skip that part. We always want to come to the solution, which you can't solve as a problem when you don't know where it started from.
Agreed.
So this is the problem that you need to this is a therapy shot to say.
I hear you, brother.
You guys continue, but no fire.
Correct.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Great.
Thank you, Marco.
Great feedback from Marco. Let's take more calls and hear from the brothers and sisters maybe. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay, so nobody's calling yet. I'm sure they were trying. They gave up.
There we go.
Okay. Hello. Good evening. You're through to Prosperity Insights. Who are we speaking to?
Prosperity Insights. Mwachilamo.
I hear you.
Now mufika po.
Go ahead with your comment.
My message is for the gents. For these young gentlemen. I just want to tell these young gentlemen that they shouldn't be fooled by these. I call them pizza bandits.
Did you call them pizza bandits?
They are pizza bandits. So, gentlemen, or Chirumendo, you are the prize. Put these women in check. Put your woman in check. Ladies are going to live according to your standards.
That's right.
And if you are going to put that standard so low, she's going to treat you like a simp, like trash.
Yep.
So if you raise your standard and you do not tolerate, if you block her.
No, but that's very therapeutic. Just block and move on. Block, delete, and move on. Absolutely.
Block, delete, and move on.
Absolutely.
Most of these gentlemen don't understand this aspect, If you are going to set a standard with any lady that you are going to go out with, tell her, me, I like A, B, C, and D, and this is what I tolerate. If she doesn't tolerate, let her move on. Yeah. Then why are you with her? It's as simple as just telling her to say, this is what I tolerate. And if she's a modest lady and you at all, she's going to follow what you want. If she likes you at all.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, she's going to follow what your standard is. But if she's one of these pizza bandits, she's always going to be giving you hell, giving you something to think about. You see? And she's always going to be demanding for something that you obviously can't offer her.
No, you can't. No, I like
because
that.
Because it's going to always be the next and the next and the next. I want. And I believe in a relationship, you're supposed to build each other.
Yeah, it's give and take.
You understand? You're supposed to build each other. But if you have this lady who just comes in your life and she doesn't offer anything at all, she just comes to us, cause drinks. She always wants parties.
Yeah.
On your budget, it doesn't make sense.
No.
And a lot of these young men are falling for these women who have got no value.
Yeah.
A woman is supposed to bring value in your life, but if she doesn't bring value, why are you keeping her? I can see from a lot of married men that have been at a certain level of their life before they were married, and then they find this good woman, and then their level is increased. They look better. They look. You can tell that this man has gained value from this woman.
Yes.
But there are other women that when they come into your life,
disaster. Nkongole. Hey, feeding this woman. She's a leech. She's a vampire.
Why should you keep such a woman? Seriously, gentlemen. You see? How? Why?
Mind.
Please, gentlemen, most of these gentlemen, they should put these women in check. Tell her, this is what I told and this is what I believe in. You are the leader, mind you. You are the leader. Woman to say, me, this is what I want. And if she doesn't follow, on to the next. Block it.
Block, delete. That's a block, delete.
We love
the show. We love the show.
So we're gonna take maybe one more call, and then
Thank you.
I want to just hear feedback from Mwansa. I know she's the woman, so maybe she can give us a perspective we're missing. But just before Mwansa comes on, let's take one last call. But we had some good feedback from you two gentlemen. Thank you very much for the feedback and further reinforcement of what we've been talking about. All right. Okay, so hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm not a woman.
Yeah, hi.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Who are we speaking to?
I'm speaking to Petro from within Lusaka.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Mwatiurura. Red card. Mwatiurura.
Red card empowers the boss.
Mwangula vose sure.
Yo, awe mwandi. Namvira chifundo bamona mwandi. Bavutika mono, especially this new generation. Awe they are suffering.
Tavutika hapo mnala.
Ainika.
Inasema to me that I want to agree with the first caller. Time miti chepera kole vitufuna tizingara na imwe time ita.
But most are spending almost 1 hour pali show you.
How depend pachabe. If it's possible and every day chabe live. At least nang twice a day.
Ka content kama vuta mdala, muze hivi vintu kakusakira ka content. Yo, kama vuta.
Gari konse kapezeka nangu twice a day kuseni mwatipasa au ka dosage na kumazuro ka dosage kenangu nangu 10 minutes ni kuru refu.
Ainika. Awe tamvera, I'm sure vene va station vamvera.
Tingaleke kutuma, you just do what you do. Kakaranti, cheke kakeka, tika kunkanya ka 10 minutes.
No problem. Awe, tizauza vene vampingu. Vene va beauty.
Funo kamba vamene vamshua vatimvera tempa kwa.
Sure vamvera.
Otherwise, kamba ziko mukuri imwe, kuri vanono, vanono, ma white cards yari 6 for Beresa Varev Pafupi. Good evening, gentlemen.
Thank you. Alrighty. So, what I'd like to do is just allow my sister, my good sister here. She's in the studio. She's been sitting quietly, just listening and just laughing away. But she's a lovely sister. Let me start by saying straight up, this sister is nowhere near these vampires and leeches I'm talking about.
Bandits.
No. These are bandits, pizza bandits. No. This is a wonderful sister. But maybe just let's hear your take as a woman, your perspective. What do you say to this conversation in your few remarks?
Okay. Thank you for the clearance.
Yes, not very important. Not very important.
I was actually like feeling hot here.
I hear you. No, you are nowhere near that, my sister.
Okay. I want to say something. Yeah. So I think I'd like to believe that this is like an awareness thing.
Yeah.
For a particular type of breed. And you want to make the men aware. Yes. But I'd like to also like reassure those women who are just like in the good women out there that this does not relate to any of them, in case some are thinking, because sometimes the media has power. So you find that some men also, even in their 5 senses, they start thinking, then you find that
the women are like
all
that.
the women are like that, so that even the ones that are good, you just find the relationship starts taking a back turn, and you're like, what happened? But can't it's because
they'll be saying that you are reference or come back.
So even them, they're like, my lakamona, and then you're like,
you know what I mean? Shame.
Yeah, so that's I think basically that's my input, and then I really also feel the breeds of young girls, the desperation, the need for material things sometimes can be very dangerous. And I get worried when I have even nieces at university, because I know that I pray to God that they'll finish university the same way they went, decent and okay. And so I just don't know what can be done to sort of bring this vice down.
It's very difficult. You see, that for me, I'll tell you once as we even close. This is where we're closing for those listening. For me, I throw this square on the absent fathers. For me, people just don't realize the power and harm of an absent father. If people understood how dangerous that is, and let me explain a bit. For the young lady, for all the daughters out there, did you know that their father is two things? Number one, their father is their first hero.
Oh yeah.
And their father is their first crush. And I'm really going to say that again.
Mm-hmm.
Their father is their first hero and their father is their first crush. So if this little young girl is crushing on her father, loves her father so much, and that father is reciprocating and providing the safety to show her what a real gentleman is, to show her how a gentleman treats a woman by how they treat their wife, that girl has a good reference frame. When she goes out there, I mean, at the end of the day, children will be children, but the chances of them being deceived are lower because they haven't got that vacuum. But many of these girls are actually looking for their fathers. This is basically what's going on. They are basically looking for a father.
So some could even be hurt and abused and they haven't healed. So it's like revenge.
Still, you know what I mean? Huh? So they are looking for that father figure. So for me, the blame always goes back to the men. But the problem is that the men are also coming from a place of serious hurt because they too were victims of toxic absent fathers as well. So the cycle and the pain continues. People argue with me and say, there's no such thing as generational curses. What I'm telling you right now is a generational curse. Forget about ancestors. No, I'm talking about real scenarios in people's homes. These people get saved, but they are carrying that hurt.
Oh, yeah.
They are saved, born again, but they are still hurting because the father was absent. Or they are dealing with a toxic parent. They are dealing with a mother who is so angry because of whatever she went through with the father. And so her reference for men is horrible. You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
That's the problem. So the societal breakdown of the family is the reason for all these dysfunctional girls. So these ones are one type. There's another type who are totally destroyed. Them, they're just drunkards. They are open party. All the guys in the university, that's the go to when you have a shortage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So totally messed up girls. So this is the absence of fathers, and it's a very touchy topic. So obviously, I just have to end there. So the key lies in, if you're listening to me and you're a father, if you're listening to me and you're a man, where are you? That's it. The question God asked Adam, where are you? It's not like God didn't know where Adam was, so it was a rhetorical question, right? Where are you? You think God didn't know where Adam was? He knew where he was. But the question is he where he's supposed to be? So, Father, where are you? Fathers listening to me right now, where are you? Are you there for your families? Are you there for your wives? Are you there for your children? Have you made yourself a responsible man? If you impregnated some chick a long time ago, what have you done about that child? You are the people perpetuating this pain. These two my girls are simply looking for fathers. That's what they're doing. So it's the most messed up way to do it, but believe me, they are all looking for fathers. So those are very heavy words to close with, considering the rant I was doing, but it's the reality. And so on that note, thanks Mwansa for your feedback. Very powerful. Ladies, there are wonderful women out there. I can testify with Mwansa, not just my own wife, but I know wonderful women that have transformed us. A lot of what people admire in these husbands, they forget that it's the wives that have transformed those guys. So what you're looking at is a finished product of a woman, not a vampire and a leech, but a woman. And so when that woman has done a good job, the guy is looking good, the guy summers instead of being serious. The guy becomes an idiot. He leaves the good woman that has made him who he is, and he goes after the vampire and the leech. Shame on you. Shame on you. If you're listening to me right now, shame on you for leaving that wonderful wife of yours and going after those two pizza bandit vampire leeches of women. Just because she gives you pleasure for 10 seconds, you think that's a real woman. She will leave you as fast as the word leave when she finds someone better than you or when you lose your job and your money. That's the truth about those women. Go back to your wife. be a real father for those children. On that note, back to you, Nono. Have a great day, guys.
Thank
Adios.
You. Thank you, Rev. All right, there